scrapbookers, it's Katie Scott, and I know I haven't been making scrapbook pages lately, but I'm back, and I recorded 3 different podcasts. So I did This Memory Keeper's Life, not This American Life, but This Memory Keeper's Life with Debbie Hodge, and then I did Masterful Scrapbook Design has an interview hour. I did that. And I also did, with Wendy Smedley over at Big Picture, the Organizing Fundamentals class. I did an interview on that. So I've been busy. I've also been planning a ski vacation, and that has taken up most of my time recently. And I got Jessie, my dog, that you probably hear in the background, got her in the kayak over to the island and went to a baby shower, so we've just been busy. But today we're going to be doing the Counterfeit Kit Club Challenge, and they, on February 1st, they did the February Kit Reveal and Inspiration Blog Hop. And, hello February, with the boken. So they're, the kit choices are from Kits d'Insomnie, and so the kit is going to look like this. It's mostly like black and red and white with a little bit of blue. Let's see if we can just click on that, and it's going to take us over. I thought it was going to take us over, but it didn't. This is what the kit looks like. You can see more of that over at the Counterfeit Kit Club Challenge blog, or at the blog Kits d'Insomnie, which I didn't look carefully enough, but it's either in Spanish or French. I wasn't really looking at the words, but I recognized that they weren't English. So let's start. And what I did was, in their site, you could pull up in the individual pieces, and then I just kept hitting next, 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 and so this is what I was getting. So the first sheet that they had was cassette tapes, and I didn't have a sheet like that, although as soon as it comes out I'm gonna get one. So cute. But so I chose typewriters instead. The colors were pretty similar, and then this is just, and this doesn't seem like it's gonna go at all, but there's a lot of red in this kit. Here's another red polka dot, and not all of my my papers are full sheets, so there's a lot of chevrons in this kit. We also had a lot of icons. Trying to think of what, I don't have it in front of me anymore, but anyways, I thought that worked. And we're going to be traveling this next month. The next one, the next piece of paper from the kit was more, looked more Seven Gypsies to me, which is a scrapbook company. But this had the text, so I thought that was pretty good. I just have a simple wood grain with, I think that's a Studio Calico paper, with letters on the back. Sorry, I all of a sudden can't talk. I'm going to have a little sip of coffee here. Okay, then I've got some wood grain with numbers and some chevrons. There was a lot of chevrons in this kit. I think this is a Jenny Bolin Studio Calico, Echo Park Studio Calico, something really old, I don't know. Amy Tangerine. I think this is Cartabella. This is, I want to say Die Cuts with a View. But they also had some chalkboard. So there you go. There's some more black chevrons with red stars on the back. Start with something else. And a pink chevron, so a lot of chevrons. Just lining those up. And then we've got, there was a lot of frames in the kit and chalkboard, so I thought this one works. This is Fancy Pants. Isn't that fun to say, Fancy Pants? And I don't really think they had anything like this in the kit, but I added it since I know that we're going to be traveling in this coming month. So a lot of times when I'm getting ready for a trip, I'll scrap old, previous trips, or yeah, I just, whatever season it is, like even before Christmas, I like to get a little ready. Here's some of that light blue color. So the colors in the kit were really black, red, a little bit of pink, and light blue. Okay, then I've got a Teresa Collins, Our Story. I thought this would be a good page for journaling. This would be a good page for one of those ski days, like quick glance at the day. I think I will do that. I have to remember that. Some more chevron. And some more black. It's not exact. I guess it sort of looks chalkboard, but this paper is like 10 years old, so it's and so is this. This is like a die cuts with a view paper. But I thought it worked. And this is also something that's like 10 years old. I think that's probably, it looks sort of Teresa Collins to me. Here's a more black and white with polka dots on the back. And this is Echo Park with the polka dots. So I've got a lot of black options. More black with a little bit of green on the back. And they had a little, I can't remember what it was now, but a little cutesy design that was small. And this wasn't the same cutesy design, but I thought it was similar. So this is Little Girl by Echo Park. They just had on the paper clipping roundtable, they had a big controversy over whether they should call things Little Girl or Little Boy. And this is a Studio Calico paper that really looks like mountains, and we're going to be going to the mountains, so I thought that was a good fit. Some numbers, I think this is October Afternoon. I have some old Studio Calico paper, and this is going to be perfect for my month because it's like the, you know, that you see at the airport, and it's got planes on the back. I think that is October Afternoon. And then I have this same typewriter motif and telephones on the back. That's Cartabella. That's the paper that I'm like, oh, it feels so good. They make another paper though that doesn't. So it's the Hello Again that feels like, oh, it's so amazing. I don't know the difference. Some grid paper with journaling cards on the back. I want to say this is Enemy Tangerine. Almost done. Some really old basic gray. But the pink polka dots, I think, coordinated with something I saw in the line. So, yes, this is way more paper than you would get in the kit, but I like to kind of overstack my deck. I don't necessarily try to kill my kit. Get some of those, the light blue, and more grid paper with some more travel motifs. And this is also October Afternoon. Pardon me. It's been a rough winter for my voice. This is also October Afternoon. So really what I was looking for were travel motifs, chalkboard motifs, chevrons, and black, red, light blue with a little bit of pink thrown in. They had this, they had like an ABCD card in that pack, so I thought that coordinated pretty well. 2 pages of old sassafras, and I chose it because I liked, you know, the lines that I could maybe use for journaling. On the page, I threw in some yellow, just why not? I don't know why I threw that in, but there it is, a little red polka dot, some yellow stripes. Oops. Oh, when I do this, I like to get them all lined up so they're so it's pretty. Some text paper. Wow. This there is a lot of hearts in the collection, so this is crepe paper. That's a heart. It's like a giant heart. These are tiny little hearts. I think this is like a Dear Lizzie paper. And here's a ledger paper. And this is one that I made myself with the gold embossed hearts. So there were a lot of hearts in this kit because Valentine's Day is coming up. They had 1 or 2 pieces of vellum, so I chose this chevron vellum. Pardon me. Got little tickets. I think this is Teresa Collins. This also feels really nice. Okay. Then I also picked some sticker sheets that some of them are a little bit used up. This is Travel Girl by October Afternoon. And then I've got Simple Stories, a Christmas line. And I really picked it not for the Christmas motif, but because I thought the colors worked. And then we have Here and Now by Lori Whitlock. I actually have 2 of these. No, I don't. And I've got Teresa Collins. And some of these are a little bit used up, but that's just fine. This is like Die Cuts with a View or something. This is really old. This one is Basic Gray and Carta Bella, and then we have 2 sheets. That's what I had 2 sheets of, and then another Christmas sticker sheet. This was Studio Calico Wonderland. So I'm just going to take a quick little picture of this so I can share. I'm just going to do that with my iPhone. Here we go. Okay. Oh, maybe I should make it into a square. There we go. Sorry. It's just if I don't do this, then it'll be hard to do it later. Can you hear my dog? Yeah, I had to like coax her, like you would not believe, into the kayak. And I finally got her in. And then we went in our little kayak over to the island, and she loved it. She's so funny though, because she's a retriever, and she's a little bit afraid of water. So I don't know, she's a rescue, so I don't know if something traumatic happened around water. But if she's going to be my dog, she needs to be able to get in a boat and, yeah, pal around with me. My hope is that she's going to be comfortable enough in the future to also go on my paddleboard with me, but one step at a time. Okay, so those are the papers. So how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So just say 10 or 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that would be like 55, but some of these aren't all papers, so let's call that 50 sheets of paper. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like about 10 sticker sheets. So there we go. And then I have embellishments, of course I do. And a lot of these, some of them are just, should I put the paper away? I kind of feel like I should. But some of them are just like like little knockoffs. So this is Family Stories by Teresa Collins, and I picked it because we've got wood grain red, black, and blue. So the colors match. And then, okay, I'm just going to put the papers to the side since I have photographed them, and I should be able to get them all neatly organized. So I had a lot of fun on all the different podcasts. That was just delightful. One of them was This Memory Keeper's Life. We talked about storms, and then at Masterful Scrapbook Design we talked about rebel scrapbooking and improvisational comedy techniques as applied to scrapbooking. And with Wendy I talked about my Century Scrapbook album and how I deal with all of those old heritage photos. And then we also just talked about how I organize everything, and that I have 2 scrapbook rooms, but one of them I'm really actively shutting it down, and so at my house, and so it's going to become a homework room. And so this, where I am right now, is going to become my whole scrapbook room. So I won't have 2 at home because that seems very redundant and unnecessary. But so I'm also in the process of purging a lot of stuff. So that's been taking up my time lately. Not so, not the most exciting stuff in the world, but it's got to be done, I think, a couple times a year, because if you want to have all of that production happening, then you need to, you need to be in control of your space. So these are some of the embellishments that I've pulled. I liked this because it was like black and white and red all over, like a newspaper. And I actually had several sheets of this, and what I did with the sheets is I stapled them. I thought I stapled all of them together, but if you have several sheets of the same thing, staple them together. I don't think I have a stapler ready, but that's what I did with when I organized a lot of my letter stickers. If I had more than one of the same sheet, I just stapled them together, and that keeps them together in the drawer. There was some white brush strokes, and this is Big Hunkin' Stickers by Vicki Harvey for Mustard Moon. And I want to say this is well over 10 years old, but it's not exactly the brush stroke we're seeing now, but I thought I could play with this and try to make it work. Tim Gunn says, make it work, people. So, okay, so then I had some chipboard, and I thought that the colors also match. So we've got black and red and light blue and gray. So all of those colors matched. I've got some sparkly photo corners. There was a lot of chalkboard in this in the collection. So this is a chalkboard, pardon me, that has some Halloween motifs, and I don't intend to scrapbook Halloween, but I don't have to use that little bit, and then it just looks like chalkboard, right? Or I could put a sticker over that, or modify it in some way. So I pulled that. I pulled some of my Christmas Project Life cards. They're not Project Life. This is Allison Kreft for Webster's Pages. I don't know what they call it. From me to you. Anyways, they're like little journaling cards, and I thought the colors worked, and I still have a lot of Christmas photos to scrapbook, so, I have like more Christmas photos than I'll ever scrapbook, but I still want to make some Christmas pages, was what I should say. There was some bags in the kit, and this is just a bag that I think I got at an antique store when I bought some old postcards. And so I've included that because the color scheme works. I think the bags shown in the collection were chevrons, but it doesn't have to be exactly the same. There's some more Christmas, and some of it's used, but it's okay. The colors still work. And there was some black stickers in the collection, in the kit. So I chose some sparkly stickers and some kind of basic looking black stickers. Sorry, I know you can hear my dog. She's like chomping on a bone. Here's some Studio Calicos arrow stickers. They're called die cut stickers. Unique embellishments. That's what they're calling them. Okay. This is Creative Imaginations Art Warehouse by Danielle Johnson. And it had tickets and travel and vacation and destination and day 1, day 2, day 3. So I think I will be able to use that for my travels. This next one is Clippings by Basic Gray, and I also thought the colors worked because we've got some of that black and white and red and that sort of thing. Here is My Mind's Eye Chalk Studio, and this is what I'm talking about with the scrapbook yard sales, is that this was 50 cents, and that's kind of a high-priced item at the scrapbook yard sale. But it's not, like, this isn't more than like a year or so old. It really isn't. This is Basic Gray, and there were a lot of Polaroid frames in the kit, so this had a Polaroid frame, and there was a mountain, and we're going to the mountain, so I thought that would work for me. And then some of the papers I really should have gone over here. I'll put it over here, but I know we're going to see birch trees when we're out in Utah, and we don't see them here in Florida, so I pulled those. This is Mint Julep by Basic Gray. I thought that looked very pretty. Some more black letter stickers. Okay, let's see what else we have. We have some cork, and these are just like little circle embellishments and squares, and I know that cork and I think burlap has kind of come back this year, so I pulled this. This is really old also. I want to say this is like 7 years old. This is TPC, I don't know what that stands for, Studio, Retro Technology. And I bought this a while ago and I haven't used it yet, so I pulled it just to kind of remind myself to use it. I thought I pulled one more. Maybe not. Okay. I cut some chevrons on my silhouette. Like, I cut these were like the negative space of the rest of that sheet that came out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I cut the background sheet and those came out of it, but I thought I can still use those. I did go and have a little bit of a splurge. I went to TJ Maxx and these were $1.99. And they're Studio Calico wood veneers. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with those. And I've got the bits. I think I've showed you these before. But I'm going to get these out of the packages because as long as they're in the packages, I'm less likely to use them. So I'm going to show you how to get them out and start using them. So I've pulled a bunch of embellishments. Oh, my voice is really going. This is bad. I usually don't get colds, but this year has been a bad year for colds for me. And then I pulled a bunch of, what do they call this? Flare. Ta-da. My daughter says ta-da all the time. And then these are Polaroid frames. I know it's kind of hard to see. And different silhouette cuts that I made. The dog is really cute. I think I showed you that before, but it's super cute. So cute. So cute. Okay, and I've also pulled a tiny little alphabet, and this kind of looks very messy, but these are chevrons, so there's a lot of chevrons in that pack that I cut on the silhouette. And I also pulled, because it was a Valentine's Day line, this is just like a cluster that I made at some point, sort of like my half-baked page, but it wasn't a whole page, so I'd already pieced all that together. I'll put that on the top, that's prettier. And then I pulled my 6x6 Allison Craft papers because I know there was the cassette tape was a motif in that, so I really like that motif. And then we've got some black and white and some bling, ta-da, some enamel dots, and some journaling cards, die-cut journaling cards for 10 cents. Let's see. Oh, I'm so sorry that my voice seems to be going again. And then these are Mini Marks Traveler Accents Wonderful Rub-On Transfers from American Crafts. So that's the embellishment kit. So let me just take a little picture of that. And I think that's, oh, I was going to show you how I was going to organize all those embellishments. Okay, so at the craft store you can buy these organizers, and I think they're really great because you can see through them and you can stack them. So let's get our embellishments into this. Ready? And they should fit. So I'm going to take everything out of the package because the packages really do take up a lot of space. I'm sorry. I know you can totally hear my dog over there. She's going to town on the bone. And what I plan to do in my, I'm like purging and reorganizing kind of, is what my plans are is to have like one of these will have all like wood veneers or metals or, you know, just pick a category and then put everything in that's going to relate to that category. This is actually like a little bit deeper than I would like it to be, but it's okay. So I'm just going to use each one of these little containers as the holding spot for each of these. So then I can throw these away. Pardon me, gosh. And the same with these, because I'm much more likely to use them if they're out of the container. And once they're in this kind of a container, it's easy to, you know, rearrange. Let's just look at those for a second. Swell, that's cute. Oh, they're really cute. See, I haven't even seen them. Oh, so Dandy. We used to have a dog named Dandy. Okay. I'll get those, I guess, right in there. And then I've got all the little flares. And just go right in this one. And, oh my gosh, even my little die cuts will fit in here. That one's going to bend a little bit, but I think it's worth it to put them in there. And then we've got more. Let's get all these back here. And so the reason I like to make a kit is so then I feel like I've looked at my supplies, I know what I have, and I feel kind of refreshed. You know, it's kind of like hitting the refresh button. You know, it sort of makes you look at what you have, and as you're searching for your things, then you really realize, like, oh wow, I have a lot of that stuff, or I don't have any of this other stuff. So I think it's a good exercise to go through your things. Oh, I just had a cold. It just feels like way too soon to have another one. I think my kids and I have kind of been passing it back and forth. Okay, these aren't flare, but they're, I'll put them over there. I've got the space. Same things with the buttons. Like, they're really cute in the package, but I've had these for a month or so in the package, and I haven't used them. So, get your stuff out of the packages. No, start using it. I'm not sure how this is going to come out. There we go. I want it to be big enough so I can get my hand down in there. I'm going to put it in here with the flare. Well, maybe I shouldn't do that. This back here. Buttons will go up there. I don't think these are going to fit. No. Well, they might. They do. Huh. So I just moved one of these little compartments. Take it, you know, go to your craft store, and instead of buying scrapbook supplies with your 25% off or 40% off coupon, try getting, you know, different organization systems. I don't think that's going to quite fit. Sort of does. Let's put them in there. They're more likely, they might get bent a little, but they're more likely to be used if I put them in. So let's do that. Okay, we're getting there, aren't we? Put my enamel dots in there, and the rest of this stuff, oh, these could go in. So instead of keeping them on this, I'm just going to punch them out and pop them in. It's really foggy here. I don't know if that has to do anything to do with the fact that I can't seem to talk. Sorry about that. Well, I'm really glad that didn't happen last week, though, because I was like, there was one day there that I was just talking and talking and talking on the podcast. So you can find those at Get It Scrapped or iTunes. And the big picture one, you have to be in the Organizing Fundamentals class to see it. And I'm not sure whether you can still sign up for that or not. I'm not sure. It's been a fun class though, because I was a guest expert, but I've also been playing along. So I've actually been, you know, also getting rid of stuff and reorganizing, so that feels good. And I also think with organizing, it's not something you just do once, you know, it's something that is an ongoing process. Let's get those chipboard elements in here too. Just as the more things we can get in here, the less stuff we have like lingering around. And so I think it's a good idea. So what are you all working on this week? Leave me a message and tell me what you're up to. Have you been making lots of scrapbook pages in 2014? Have you, if you made resolutions, have you stuck to your resolutions? I didn't really make any this year. I have been going to Bikram yoga, but not as often as I would have anticipated. I think I've done 6 times so far this year. And it's so funny. It's such a head game, because deciding to go is the biggest hurdle. But once I'm there, you know, even if it's hard, it's still fine. But like deciding to get in the car and drive there is the hardest thing, because I'll always go through this mental process with myself where I'm like, oh, I don't think I have enough energy today. I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe I'll go tomorrow. You know, I go through that whole maybe I shouldn't go process. And really what you need to do is just not go through that process. Is just say like, I'm just going. Here I go. And don't give that part of the process too much thought, because like you're overanalyzing that part of it is never going to turn out well, because you're always going to think up excuses not to exercise. But if you just say like, oh, this is what I'm doing, then, you know, even if it's a struggle, you'll get through it, and then you'll be happy that you did it. Like at some point during your exercise, you'll be like, oh, I'm so happy I did this. Same with scrapbooking, I think. If you have, if you're like, oh, I don't think I can make a page, or oh, I don't think I can start organizing or getting rid of stuff, like just do a little bit, and then once you've done a little bit, then it gets much easier. Okay, so that's probably enough talking for today, huh? Thank you for watching. I'm gonna put the rest of these in, but I won't torture you with that much. But I really do want to put all of these in. Just get them on in there. I think I can put I'm going to put my flare with my buttons, because they're both very dimensional. Some of them are self-adhesive and some of them aren't. And then I'm going to put the photo corners in this other spot. Oh, there's 2 sheets. Huh. So they're gonna fit like. Okay, I'm not even talking anymore. So I'm gonna say goodbye, but that's a good way to get your Counterfeit Kit Club organized in just one little, all of your embellishments in one container that you can stack on the shelf, and it's all ready to go. So I'll have a stack of paper and then the stack of stickers and that sort of thing, and it will all be all in one place. So let me show you the end result here. Those are all the stickers. This is all the paper and those letter sticker sheets. So this will be like kind of on my desk. I'll just have all of this just right handy, and if it's all kind of contained like this, that's fine with me. And then I can just kind of rifle through it. So I'm just putting it off to the side of my desk, and I will be ready to make a scrapbook page with it later today. I can't wait. I have actually a lot of things I would like to scrapbook, so we will be I'll be back making scrapbook pages, I promise. Okay, bye, thanks for watching.